Throughout the years, there have only been a handful of men who can be considered to be living legends of their time. Matt Robb is considered by many to be a modern Renaissance man. He's tried his hand in the squared circle of professional wrestling, controlled the airwaves of radio, and even become a master of the stage. Tonight we will have the living legend, the modern Renaissance man himself. Tonight on The New Directors, we will have Matt Robb. The Humanities Communication Department at Norwalk Community College presents The New Directors, the show that introduces you to television's future writers, directors, and personalities. And now join our host, Mike Ortega.
Thank you for joining us for today's edition of The New Directors. All the people involved in this program are students in the television production course and are directing, switching, controlling audio, operating cameras, and acting as talent for the first time today. The guests you are about to meet are students who, when not on camera, are behind the scenes working hard to bring you this program with as few mistakes as possible. Each student will write and direct 3 productions. This program will give them the chance to talk about themselves, the productions they are planning, and give you the chance to get to know them and watch their progress throughout the semester. Our guest has ruled many arenas of life. He has mastered the airwaves, the stage, and even the wrestling ring. And he has chosen to grace us here at NCC with this character. We would like you to meet our guest, Matt Robb.
How you doing?
Hey. Now, you've tried your hand at all these different careers I mentioned before. Why don't you tell us about some of these interesting occupations?
Sure. Well, when I was 11, I was a kid co-host for a local AM radio show aimed to promote a up-and-coming children's band. I actually brought some clips with us. Let's take a listen.
All right.
Welcome to the Jill Nessie Kids Hour. During the next hour, you'll hear kids news, kids sports, and a lot of great music performed by Jill Nessie and the Scoop. And that's not all. Stick around for your chance to call in and win a bunch of cool prizes. This is Matt Robb, one of your kid co-hosts, and now, Jill Nessie. Listen up, kids. We're giving away a 10-speed mountain bike. All you have to do is send Jill an index card with your name, address, and phone number on it. Send it to the Jill Nessie Kids Hour, P.O. Box 734, Brantford, Connecticut, 06405. We will have a drawing on the Sunday before Christmas, and you could be waking up Christmas morning with a 10-speed mountain bike under your tree. So start sending those cards now.
And here I put together a highlight reel from when I was a professional wrestler, as you mentioned before. What I did here was I took a 12-week course, I paid my tuition fee, and I got my license to become a professional wrestler up in West Haven. And it was a fun experience. It was definitely a learning experience. I did take some bumps and bruises in the time being, but it was definitely an educational experience for me, and I had a lot of fun doing so.
Definitely looks like a lot of fun. Well, could you tell us why you decided to take the TV production course here at NCC?
Sure. Well, I've been interested in film and video for quite some time now, and I was hoping to extend my knowledge of the field at the course given here at NCC. Looking back, I can truly see it was a insight thought. It's a good idea, if you will.
What are some of the most useful things you have learned in taking the TV course?
Well, Mike, some people say that they learn how to use a camera, you learn how to use the Avid, but I already knew how to do that stuff. What I would like to say is one of the most important things that I learned which is one of the most useful things, is the ability to collaborate with people lucidly on each project. I had to direct a few small productions here, and I always had a problem with getting started and getting what I needed out of the actors. But in taking this course, I actually learned how to communicate with the actors properly to get them to do what I wanted. And I think that was one of the most useful things I learned here in the course.
Now, tell us about The Dirty Secret, The Standoff, and the academic festival coverage.
Sure. Well, The Dirty Secret was originally my campus sequence. What I did here was my first experience, and I worked with Sebastian and Brittany. And the concept here was I learned how to cut on the action. I learned how to do a bunch of certain things. And as you can see here, it was a character who accidentally shows his secret to Brittany, and she was astonished, and he was incredibly embarrassed. And it was a lot of fun to do. It was really an experience. I have some other ones as well, actually.
Yeah, and I think we have The Standoff now.
Yep, and The Standoff, it was another one that I did with Sebastian, another one with John. It was basically kind of an ode to all my favorite Western movies, and here I had all the close-ups of the eyes and the hands, but instead of a gun he pulls out a rose, showing his true love for his enemy there. And my most recent project was the Academic Festival, which really was a lot of fun. I was there for a good 12 hours, and we got there bright and early, and I got to interview President Levinson, as you see. I was actually in a performance that day on stage, and I was able to give my stand-in there. We were at the science fair, and we were able to do a bunch of different shots with some of the really interesting people there. As you can see, we kind of goofed off, but we had a lot of fun. I think it was definitely it was a worthwhile project. It was a lot of fun.
They actually all do look like great projects.
Yes, they do. Yes,
so why don't you actually tell us about your best project?
Well, of my 3 projects, I would have to say that my Dirty Secret was my favorite. It was my first piece, and as I showed you guys before, I had a lot of fun with the editing and learning how to cut on the action and stuff. And it was my first because I was able to learn how to collaborate, like I said before, and that was the most important to me. It was learning how to communicate with my actors.
Yeah.
Let's watch the clip from it.
Actually looked quite great, quite funny as well.
It was a lot of fun to work on, it really was.
All right. After gaining the skills you've learned in the TV course, what are some of the things you like to do next?
Well, Mike, I have a stack of scripts and short movies that I've got sitting at home that I've been waiting to use at the right time and to start working on. Now that I've honed in my communicative skills on the set, I think that I can actually work on a project that someday I could be proud of.
And what would you also say your long-term career goals are?
Well, now that I have radio, wrestling, acting under my belt, I think that I'd like to go into directing as a full-time career. As I said before, I'd like to work on some of the small projects and work my way up. I also have a website for some people if they want to see some of my work. That's www.mattrob.com. For anybody, they can see all my projects and work, and I've got a little blog up there, and everyone can check it out.
mattrob.com? Definitely
right.
Be visiting that sometime soon. Today, we've gotten a glance into the mind of a modern-day Renaissance man, indeed. Our guest has overcome many aspects of mass media, and let's hope you see his name in the big marquee sometime in the near future. Thank you for joining us today, Matt.
No problem.
We hope you enjoyed meeting some of television's future directors, and we hope you will continue to join us each week to watch our progress. Thank you, and good day.
This has been The New Directors with your host, Michael Ortega, directed by Sebastian Suhetsky, and I'm your announcer, Tom Richardson. The New Directors is a Norwalk Community College student production.